Yeah, like for that dungeon, we'll talk in the future. I haven't put much more thought into it other than I want it to be like multi-rooms. But
Yeah, but it's still interesting to talk about the monsters that you're looking for because I want to learn how you build some of the stuff so I can contribute more in my way if I can't play. You know what I mean? But
well, I'd like yeah, I know what you mean. I'd like to do probably Beholder. I really
ooh,
wanted
that's
to
the
do
that's
a
the
Beholder as a
floating
dungeon
tentacle
boss.
eye, right?
Yeah, and I'd like to do the dungeon in such a way that the dungeon looks almost like a Beholder, where there's this circle in the middle, and then there's like eye stalks, and each eye stalk goes to an area, and then that area
Oh,
goes off to another one, so that when you look at it from a topography view, there'd be like little nodules coming off the center globe that would look like a Beholder. Well, not
dude,
exactly a
beholders are
Beholder,
like
but
one
it
of the
has five
scariest D and
backers.
D monsters.
And this map style that you look like, that would be the style I'd use. I'm enjoying it. I think it's artistic enough that it's fun.
Well,
I
I
find I
played.
get stuck in minutia too much.
Yeah, this is a fun outlet, and like when I get the chance to actually like help talk about, like, help suggest some things for the story or for the world. Oh, dude, as you can see, like in the early days before Perennia, even like before we started doing this, I got super into like thinking about ideas for like stories what the party can do, monsters, boss fights. I got like the cart before the horse type of deal. So, but I really want to learn how to like design some of this stuff because I'm really enjoying doing this recap. But it'd be pretty cool if like I can design campaigns and kind of like showcase them here and how they play out at some point. Might not really be a D&D, but design things and then have the D&Ds come on for their a recap type of deal. That's something I was thinking about taking it or just doing it for us because it's fucking we're awesome.
I'm happy with it. The listeners are going up every time we release one, so fuck
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and you just released one today, so hopefully that does well as well.
I gotta double check, but I will after the stream ends. I don't want to close this window. But when it comes to dungeons, for this new dungeon, I know it's a little ways out, but like what do you look for when it comes to designing a dungeon? Let's just do a little dungeon design Q&A type of deal.
I like them to reflect their location. So in this case, it's a crypt. I want it to look like a crypt.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is, you also have to make it so that a fight can happen. And there's a bit of length. Like, for instance, this long hallway. I like having long hallways every once in a while. That way, if, say, they get separated, they have to move further to help each other. And it also makes it seem like they go further in. Um, I also look for what I want in each room and whether it makes sense. If it's like where D is on my map, there's it looks like it's been dug out or whatever, or it looks
Yeah,
like a natural cave. I'd
excavated.
like to steer towards that as the ecology for a monster that's there.
Like a
Um,
monster, like a piece of energy that just got a whole bunch of debris and became like a weird amalgamation rock monster. That's how I picture it. Because the
yeah.
dark energy
Also,
nearby.
I'm big on big boss monsters. Usually,
BVE
the final
juice.
room will be like a big room so that they can flex their muscles. If some of them can fly, then they'll be able to fly. If some of them have spring attack, they'll be able to jump in and have somewhere to jump out. Because a lot of the abilities, like C, the room C, it's fucking worthless. You can't use half your abilities in it. Can't whirlwind attack. You can't spring attack.
But
If
that's
you
the
do jump
flavor
around,
of
I
the
mentioned
room
to them
too,
that
though.
they're all rickety and shit. So because they're all rickety and shit, you jump on them, you could cause the whole things to like block off the way out.
Oh god, and you had to
So
excavate
the
your
room
way
in
through a
itself is
coffin.
almost a trap.
That's clever though, because then you put like if you can plan it beforehand, try to have certain party members like designed to kind of steer towards that way, like the ones that are at major close quarters disadvantage. Kind of like how Xander, Zverig, and Quick they could do close quarters, really.
Oh yeah, Zarek can
But
take the hits, so can quick.
yeah, but like because they're ghosts, like there is some kind of a, there's some kind of I would call it a mechanic to defeating it, and
Well,
I want to kind of design something because you have an overall mechanic for the whole dungeon too, and I kind of want to design something where one room relies on another room, but not in a way people expect. and it's up to like the party to kind of like just split up and defeat it in order to, you know, I guess like let's say there's a weight trigger in both rooms, and once it detects that there's a certain amount of weight taken away, it triggers and then it opens like another door, like a big door, like it's like a drop door. It just drops because the locking mechanisms are, you know, they fell because the plate, you know what I mean? Like,
Think about traps too. You could use traps as the way to a whole other under dungeon. The 30,
oh,
30 rooms don't all have to be in a row. I like games like Vermintide, where you
yes.
go into a room and you fall down to the next room and then you go into a dungeon complex.
I'm
I
sad I
love
never
that type.
recorded Vermintide gameplay of us.
Yeah, actually Dark Tide's coming, boy.
Oh,
Well,
I've seen some gameplay already. I love it. I love the graphics. I love how you're big hulking idiots.
So
I'm gonna buy it. Like, actually, it's out already, ain't it? No, it's this month.
Oh, end of the month.
Yeah, the 20 something, right?
No, 30th.
30.
Very end of the month. Very end of the month.
We're playing. I
Or
can't
30,
wait.
31.
It's gonna be some Dark Tide content on both channels. But anyways, but so traps. That's a good idea to think about traps. But what do you love about Riptide, or not Riptide, but Vermintide when it came to traps and design?
Not traps. Although their traps are clever. No, I like the how you transition levels in Vermintide. So I
Oh,
like
yeah,
it
yeah,
when
yeah.
you have to like take a trap door down to the next one. It's a cave complex that opens into this old ancient crypt that opens up to somewhere
A
else.
long ass elevator that has to rise then lower for you.
Yeah, actually, elevator never really occurs to me, but I like the idea now that you've said it. Like a big mining complex with an elevator that takes you up,
Ooh.
like in that one level, escaping. I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of get what you're saying. Yeah. Oh, I'm thinking about it. I'm picturing it in my head. And elevators, traps, like you can design a room where like you need to trigger something in the room, like, and it's going to always be unintentional unless they get like a perception roll. But how many people really think of that, you know? But you know,
I know.
they hit the trigger and then something, you know, something unlocks, but it not unlocks, but it triggers two mechanisms. One is the elevator, so if they decide to go to the elevator and leave, they can. And then it also like unlocks a door or clears up some debris to like a side passage where it's like a needed boss, but you won't know until like later on you get like a piece of lore, like just talking about a side room, and then the party's like, oh, wait, what side room? We went in that hallway and it looked, you know, it was blocked off. You know what I mean? Something like that. Like design something to where it can just be used in multiple ways. But I'm also thinking about like the open-ended play that we're going for right now, since it's a campaign. Really, the war ended.
Yeah, I just want this dungeon to be over. That's why it's short, and I wanted it to have a theme,
Yeah, you wanted
and
to
I want
learn.
them to get to the next thing. I'm at such a standstill right now, and it's like, even during those 3 weeks I was sick, I could have been working on something for them, but we're at this fucking standstill.
Oh yeah,
So once this
your
is
message is
resolved,
like you wanted this
oh,
shit to be ended. Because I would say, "How you feeling?" and you'd just be like, "Sick." I'm like, "Oh
yeah,
fuck," because
fucking
usually
hate
you
it.
converse with me, and I was like, "Oh yeah, he's fucking miserable." And then you'd say, "I can't wait
Dude,
to play. Can't wait to fucking play."
it was the sickest I've ever been in my entire life, and I haven't been sick for 3 years. I think that's why it hit me so hard.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
And the fact like
Anywho,
yeah, I didn't want to also like keep messaging like, hey, let's talk because A, you're sick, and B, it's like you didn't get to play, and I know you'd rather play than talk first. I was like, yeah,
yeah,
I
I
just
much
didn't want to
prefer
bother you.
do that. Yeah, we could talk about whatever, and we usually do in DMs, but for like talk, I don't know.
Yeah, I
And
get
I
you.
was grumpy for a lot of it. I won't lie, I was pretty grumpy. I don't like being sick, and I don't like not working. Not working makes me angry.
Yeah,
I like working.
I respect my homies when they sick, because if I'm sick, I want people to leave me alone, and I slink away.
I'll just check on them once in a while. Hope you're feeling better. Leave it there.
Yeah. But,
Yeah, I
so,
got a jet here. I'm gonna go
alright.
upstairs, check out some shit. So
This is some bonus flavor for everyone. Us doing a quick discussion about D&D Dungeons. Thanks for listening, everyone. I want to upload this when we get close to uploading what would be like, what, episode 15? Yeah, episode 15. This episode, essentially. But thanks for chatting with me, Mr. Man. You have a good one.
you as well, Sork. Have a good night.
All right, peace out, listeners.
Later.
And.